Manchester City, meanwhile, of course, won that game by 3-0. It was Donnarumma's first start for Pep Guardiola's team. We were a little bit on the fence when it came to Donnarumma. It's like, is he really the sort of player
In what way? Only by his feet?
By his feet.
I think we were looking at Manchester City and we were thinking, is a new goalkeeper really the priority? You were like, well, James Trafford, you know, he played well against Brighton. Yes, he has such an opening game. Yeah, but so I think that was why the conversation...
I think the worry was Donnarumma looks a bit patchy with the ball at his feet. Look, there is no... James Trafford's a good goalkeeper, but you have, between Thibaut Courtois and Donnarumma, and maybe there's one or two more, you can argue about who's the best goalkeeper in the world. So when you have that opportunity, as bad as it is for a young keeper who's gone back to your club after his time at Burnley and has had a difficult start to the season, but he's a good goalkeeper, as much as that comes into it, you have the opportunity to buy one of the best.
And the thing was, before I got interrupted, he was really good yesterday.
He was.
And you could just see him control everything.
Well, the one thing you say about Donnarumma is he's a presence.
Yeah, that's the
word. Has a presence.
Yeah.
Which Manchester City need, especially in the likes of the Champions League and for as talented as James Trafford may be, especially in the Champions League and higher competition. You just are looking for that goalkeeper who has that presence that a Courtois and a Donnarumma and very few others have if you're looking to win the Champions League. Now, I think a lot of these same questions remain around him with the ball at his feet and this Pep Guardiola style. Does that change? And comes down to the question of, again, managers kind of changing their philosophies and adapting to what's needed, who you have available to you. That hasn't changed, but that doesn't mean that Donnarumma comes in and all of a sudden thinks he's Edison and is making cheeky little outside of the foot right passes to defenders. He does what he's good at and then let the others kind of fill in those blanks in terms of how you pass and how you break teams down. So maybe that's the thinking here of Pep Guardiola and in bringing in Donnarumma. But there's no questioning that in terms of just pure goalkeeping talent, in terms of pure shot-stopping talent, Donnarumma is in the top 3 in the world.
I'm sure City fans don't care if 9 times out of 10 he lumps it up the field.
Yeah, he can lump it up.
And his manager may moan, but he'll say, well, drop me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
let the defenders pass it around.
And in truth...
Do what, Jack?
Pass it around.
How many times do you hear crowds booing and hissing when a goalkeeper launches it long? They don't. They get... Actually, I think there's more concern for supporters, the match-going supporters that sit in the stadium, sitting there biting their fingernails every time a goalkeeper's passing it across his 6-yard box. So, and if you look at the possession stats, even in this game, and at the start of the season, maybe Man City, although they've still got defensive issues, we saw that at Brighton, and the United game is not really a gauge, if we're being honest, about where they are. But maybe they're going to try and get away from this tiki-taka, 75% possession football and maybe go a little bit more direct up to Erling Haaland, maybe squeeze the game a little bit more. And if that is the case, in that sense, it's less of a problem if a goalkeeper is not passing it out from the back.
Presence is a great word, isn't it, that Shaka used there, Mark?
For Donnarumma, absolutely. And I think one thing that we haven't really discussed about Pep's decision to sign him is that I just think Pep has realised the game's changing. I mean, Thomas Tuchel made the point last week, didn't he, by saying that long throws and long balls are back, crosses are back. It's become a much more direct game in the last 12 to 18 months. And I think Guardiola's realised that you need a goalkeeper who can handle that. I mean, every corner we've seen this season, no matter which game you're watching, it's a wrestling match in the penalty area. I mean, we've seen Man United shortcomings in that area. And Donnarumma comes in at, 7'10" or whatever he is, and he can handle it, he can deal with people that are pushing him around, shoving him around. He's got the presence to deal with that and to make it a calmer situation for City. So if that's what Pep has seen, he's obviously been, he's spotted the trend in football right now. So Donnarumma has certainly answered that one for City. And they have come more direct. I was watching the game yesterday and I noticed how a lot more balls, further forward, straight, quickly from the fullbacks. And Kujanov, who I think we've all kind of mocked at times considering how poor he's been, he looks to have gained about, 2 stone in muscle in the last 6 months. So he's obviously been built up. And again, it's the physical side and the physical strength of Man City, which is a change from certainly the early years of Pep Guardiola when they were all kind of small ball players. He's definitely evolved the team to be a much more physical presence, and you've got the ultimate example of that in Erling Haaland up front.
It's quite a simple conundrum, isn't it, really? And it's unfortunate for Trafford, but every manager tries to bring a player in a certain position with a goalkeeper up front, midfield, fullback, that is going to be better than the one before. He's going to make the team better. And there is absolutely not a question on the planet that Donnarumma makes Manchester City a better side.